Hey
Hello,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank dog it's Friday.
Happy TDIF, everybody.
Oh, it's so great to be with you. This is a little weird because last week we were together.
I know, it's crazy.
I wish we could do that more often. It was such a treat. Thank you for allowing us to kind of take over your kitchen last week, Hillary. It was so much fun. We just had a
Yep.
blast. And of course, the pups love the dog treats that we made. So that was always fun. Hi, everybody. If you don't know who we are, I'm Patty. I'm here with Hillary.
Hello, everyone.
And we're the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY, and we do all kinds of really fun, easy, absolutely gorgeous, if I can say that without blushing, DIY projects in honor of our love for pups. And we have a ton of past projects. We've been doing this for years and years and years. And so we're going to be doing a Dollar Tree DIY, but we have a bunch of others. So if you need some fun inspiration, that's what we're hoping we're going to do with you today. But if not, there's lots and lots of other fun ideas to look back over the years and get some inspiration with those as well. The first craft the craft that we're going to do, the first thing you're going to need for our craft today is one of the 14-inch wreaths at Dollar Tree. So this is an all Dollar Tree project. So it's really kind of very low budget, although you need quite a few velvet pumpkins to finish the wreath. So you might need to go from one Dollar Tree to another to pick up all the pumpkins that you're going to need. But you're going to get a 14-inch wreath. And as I said, we're going to grab some pumpkins.
So just in case your Dollar Tree is like my Dollar Tree and it's starting to get pushed out of the fall stuff and brought in with some of the Christmas stuff, if you're having trouble finding any of the items that we're talking about at your Dollar Tree, or shopping your craft stash, something like that, you can check out the link in the description because we have similar items on Amazon. So that makes it really nice, because if you need just a few more to fill in, or if you want some different sizes and things that you can't find at your local stores, you can check out the link there. And we have some great picks on Amazon as well.
That's neat. Yeah. And if you want a particular color too, that helps, because sometimes you go to Dollar Tree and you kind of picking and choosing what colors they have left. And so I basically went with the majority of colors that I went to like 2 or 3 Dollar Trees locally. Fortunately, I have some not too far away. Some are closer than others, but I have a couple that I can choose from. And they were kind of picked over. The velvet pumpkins go quickly. They've got bigger ones this year. They've got some really bougie, nice, expensive looking pumpkins this year. It's really amazing. I was surprised, even the larger ones, like some of those look like they could be from, one of the other higher dollar craft stores, right? Not just Dollar Tree. But so go grab like all the pumpkins that you want. They have kind of these grays and blues and kind of a rosy, dusty mauve color, I just grabbed those because that was kind of the majority of the colors that they had. But they also have some of these beautiful rusts and oranges and ivory colors as well that are super cute. And you're going to find them on picks. You're going to find them in little bags that might have a little clip on the back of them. Which you'll need to take those off. But then
they also have a little 5-pack bag for
these
the sort of smaller little ones. So
cute.
Grab a whole bundle. Also, what I was doing was I grabbed some from my craft stash. I had different picks and things like that I had used, but I also grabbed some from Amazon. So they have kind of large boxes of them. So this one had 24 in there, and it was a variety of colors as well as a variety of sizes. So that makes it really nice. So
yeah, that is great. You're basically going to need
my other little tip. For after the kind of season ends, check out your craft stores, because they're going to have things on super sale. Is a great time to grab like some of these types of items. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby for like 69 cents. So that's a great time to just kind of grab some of these things that these are really timeless, like the velvet pumpkins. They're really timeless. So it's something that can work from year to year. And you can use again. So
that's a great tip. Yeah. So basically you're going to need, I'd say, depending on the sizes that you have, but let's say we're working with like the small, medium, and kind of large-ish kind of sizes, not the real big ones at Dollar Tree. I'd say you need like 50 to 60 of these pumpkins. So there's quite a few that you're going to need. And then you're just going to start gluing them to your wreath form. And then kind of tilt some of them, put some of them on their side so that you can fill in some of the areas where you see the wire wreath form through. You're really just trying to cover up as much of the wreath form and just evenly distribute. So you don't want it like super bulky on one side and then it gets thinner and then it gets fat again. Just try to keep it evenly spaced or the thickness all the way around kind of evenly distributed. And that's what we're going to finish up doing. We've got a little bit more to go on our wreath forms, but that's what we're going to finish up doing. So.
And you're also going to want to try to, especially depending on how varied your colors are, you could do this all in one color. That would be beautiful as well.
Yes.
But if you're using like this variety of different colors and things, you're going to want to kind of distribute those a little bit too. So I recommend just kind of, you don't have to set them out exactly, but just kind of bundle the pumpkins in sections so you can kind of have a variety of those colors as you're working around.
Yeah, I agree. Or what I ended up doing is I'd put a couple colors. Let me just set this down. I'd put a couple of the same colors, like let's say these 3 blue ones together. And then I knew I needed to mix that up with some other colors. So you can kind of, when you get started, you can just kind of start alternating colors and creating kind of a variety of patterns that way.
And then it really on these little picks
quickly.
On these little picks that we're using, I just cut off this pumpkin. There's 3 on the picks. We're also using these little curly cues that are here too. So don't throw away these picks because you'll kind of repurpose little bits and pieces of it as well.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put those. We're going to use almost the whole pick or all the good stuff from the picks, which will be good. And as you're putting them down, again, think about varying. You don't want them all looking in the same direction, but also glue them not just to the wreath form, but to the pumpkins next to it as well. That will really add some stability, which is good, which is something you'll need.
And it makes it a little easier because actually gluing to the wire wreath form is a little tricky, but the velvet, like gluing the velvet to the other velvet, makes it a little nicer. So you do get a little bit of that grip that you need to hold things in place.
Makes the whole thing a lot more stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I really love the colors too that they have this year. It's really pretty.
It's fun. You can find ones that are going to work for your decor, if you want the more traditional colors, or if you want to go, with the blues and grays and stuff.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't planning on doing, me and blue. I wasn't planning on doing blues. But they just ended up having so many more of that color that's what I ended up going with. All right.
And this one, it's just the patience of letting that glue kind of set up a little bit.
Yeah.
It does, like once you start going at it and once you start filling it in, it does go pretty easily. You're working your way around.
Yep. I'm going to move one of these, change it up. Just kind of play and wiggle and move them wherever you need.
Yeah. And as you said, you can move them if needed. So don't be afraid to pull one back out if you need to.
Yep. Really, the only tools you need are, well, you might need wire cutters to get the pumpkins off their stems, the picks, but that and your glue gun.
Yep.
So it's really pretty easy. It's really not intimidating at all. If you're new to crafting, this is a really easy one to try and create, because anything goes, really.
And they turn out so stunning. Like,
yeah,
it really is. The velvet adds such a like elegant touch to it. It makes it instantly.
It makes you, it makes you look good. They make you look good, like you're a pro. All right. And I love what it looks like as you're working your way around. It really just starts to kind of create a life of its own, right? It just, the fullness of it, it just is so pretty.
And there's really no right or wrong. Like, as soon as you kind of step back a little bit and get a little perspective, like, you'll see it's all coming together.
I was really surprised that they had so many versions. Normally you just see the pics of things, but you know, Dollar Tree had a bunch of different, you know, bags, or larger ones or smaller ones. They really kind of up their game with the types of velvet pumpkins. So if you have them with the little, I had a number of these that had the clips on the back, and those can be a little challenging to get off. These were pumpkins that you could just clip to something. So really what you're going to need to do is basically just wiggle the clip as much as you can. You might actually need to cut the clip off the bottom. I'll see if I have one that's done that. So don't worry if you need to cut the velvet to get that clip off, because that's going to get covered on the back of your pumpkin. So by whatever means you need to get those little clips off. Sometimes they come off easily. Sometimes it takes a little, you know, some scissors and whatnot to get those off. Don't worry. It's all going to get hidden underneath.
They also have little mushrooms too, which I think would be adorable to add in to these.
You're right.
So little velvet mushrooms and things.
That would be cute. You could actually you could add another layer depending on, you know, what your size of your pumpkins look like and whatnot. You can really add a bunch of stuff to your wreath.
And speaking of sizes, you could also go with a smaller wreath form. So if you have a craft stash that you have a bunch of velvet pumpkins, but you're like, I don't know what to do with these, and I don't have any more bowls to fill, I want to do something else with it. If you have a small wreath, you could do this same idea, just make it a smaller version.
Right. That's a great idea. Yeah, as I said before, this one probably takes anywhere from 50 to 60 pumpkins. So a smaller wreath would go a lot quicker, would be a lot easier to do. And I'm just going back through and making sure that these pumpkins are glued to each other to, again, add some more of that stability. You really want these pumpkins secure.
See that one coming all together.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I love that. It's so pretty. So pretty. I think I just have, I'm trying to see if I need one more here or not.
And I have some little fall leaves that I'm kind of adding, not everywhere. I'm not filling the entire background of it out, but just in a few little places, I'm kind of adding those as accents. So glue that to the back side of some of the pumpkins.
The other thing you might have to do is glue some stems down. Sometimes the stems pop out.
Yep.
But that's okay.
Or if they're not pointing the direction that you want them to, that sort of thing. They're kind of loose and wobbly. So.
Right. Okay.
I have just a few little places where if I had a couple more mini pumpkins, I would probably fill that in. But since I'm out of my mini pumpkins, I'm just adding some leaves to kind of fill it in with leaves instead.
All right.
These turn out so pretty. And Dollar Tree, so even the leaves and stuff, I feel like they've upped their game on some of the picks.
Oh yeah, they have a lot more choices.
Mm-hmm.
Which is neat. All right. Trying to squeeze one last pumpkin in place. I don't know if I can make it happen. I need a mini pumpkin.
This is another one too, where I often say like more is more. So like you can just keep adding or keep, popping little bits and pieces in wherever you can squeeze them in.
Yeah.
So this one's sort of all about excess, I would say.
I'm having a hard time squeezing one more pumpkin in. That's my problem. I need a mini pumpkin. So I'm going to have to pick something else to squeeze in its place, which is perfectly fine. I may adjust this a little bit later. Yeah. And then Dollar Tree has these really pretty white leaves, fall leaves, and these like mauve leaves, which go perfectly with the wreath colors that I have on my velvet pumpkins, which is so cool.
They also have these little ones, like if you wanted to do a different size or shape, that I think are really pretty and fun too.
Oh, I love those.
So those silver dollars.
So pretty. Yes. Those are so pretty.
And I'm actually just using some. So they have the pink ones that kind of go with yours. They also have those same leaves with a little bit more of an orange hue. So if you were going the more traditional colors.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's the nice thing. Like I was saying, I feel like they have a lot more choices, a lot more options for picks. And I just had some left over from Walmart. So again, always shop your craft stash, like you don't have to try to go out and buy every piece of these crafts. You usually can find it,
right,
with what you've already got.
Right. Or just a fun substitution you could find.
Yeah.
So, all right. So there are the colors I've got so far. So
that turned out so pretty.
Isn't it pretty? It's just so different. I love that we're doing, I'm glad we found different colored pumpkins so that everybody can see, what it looks like when you're doing a different color scheme.
Different kind of style.
Yeah. And then I probably could add a few more leaves, but also with these picks, as we mentioned earlier, when you're cutting the pumpkins off, with these picks, you get 3 pumpkins on a pick, and then this little curly wire here that's been wrapped in cloth or paper. And why not use this? So you're just gonna, this can just get pulled right off. This little curly piece can get just pulled right off. And you can trim the size if you want, or keep it the length that it is. And then I've just been tucking it in where the leaves are. So just adding that little extra, just add a little extra something right there where the leaves are. And it adds just that little extra, I think it adds a little whimsy to it, which is fun.
It gives it, again, more texture, more, you know, like, it's just so fun.
Yeah, really cool.
And then the other nice thing about this one is you don't have to add a bow or anything. Like, you obviously could, but the velvet pumpkins really do the heavy lifting on this one. So
you're right.
Really, those you don't need to add very much more. So, like,
yeah, for sure. No, you get a lot of warmth and cozy vibes with this. I really love, and there's a little bit of a shimmer in the velvet, which adds a little glam. So that's kind of fun. I'm not usually one for like a lot of bling, you know, but I do love how the velvet, you know, the sheen changes in the way the light hits it, which is really pretty. So
I'm just looking at mine right now and trying to figure out like where I want the top to be, how I want to hang it. And so that'll dictate, I'm going to just add a ribbon to hang it from. So. And I just have a simple little plaid ribbon that I'm using that coordinates with the colors of the pumpkin and stuff.
That's cute. Need another glue stick. And for mine, as we usually do, dogify our works of art. I decided to do the same for this as an homage to our little pups. And I have a little black and white paw print ribbon that I just attached to the top as my little hanger. So it's just a little subtle nod to our pups. But yeah, oh my gosh, so cute. I love this. Isn't this gorgeous? These are so pretty. And again, I'm so happy we found pumpkins that were different colors.
Yep.
So you can really change up the theme. And some of the colors I have could mix in with yours. I mean, these really do all kind of mix and match. So you don't have to do matchy if you don't want. You could do the full color spectrum of all the colors that Dollar Tree offers. But yeah, I just went with what they had the most of at my Dollar Trees. But I do love, I love the overall look of this. I've never done anything like it before. And I'm so glad we did this because it's so pretty. It's really a stunner. So
it really is. And it's so fun. Like, and it's so nice and timeless. Like this, these velvet pumpkins are not going to go, they're not going to be super trendy. They're going to last for you. So that's nice. And I love the idea of doing monochromatic. So doing all of one color would be beautiful.
That would be,
depending on like your decor and stuff like that. So
or pick two, right? You know, pick two colors instead of 3 or 4. So yeah, what fun. This was a great project. I just had a blast. And I love, you could also take these leaves and actually go all the way around the back. If you wanted a nice fuller looking wreath, you could do that as well. Or you could tuck them in and around your pumpkins. really have fun with it. We hope we've inspired you to get out there, get crafty, have a great weekend, doing some really fun things for you and yourself, and show them off to your family and friends when you're done.
And as I mentioned, check out the link in the description if you're having trouble finding any of these at your local Dollar Trees, and let us know if you decide to make them, because we love to see your creations. So please tag us on social at Houndhugger DIY so we can find what you guys create, because it makes our day to see your creations.
Thanks, Diane. Welcome fall. Looks great. These are great. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Bye-bye.